Hello and welcome to the ultimate guide for the Bazaar. This new roguelike hero builder combines PvE and PvP elements to turn it into a beautiful combination of deck building and adaptability. Much like other card games, but with a unique twist. Instead of crafting a deck before the game, you build your hero's strengths dynamically, adapting to new items and synergies as you progress. If you enjoy deck building and never playing the same game, you're going to love the Bazaar. So let's start with the absolute basics, which is building a strong board with items you find from merchants, encounters, and random drops, which basically comes down to making sure your strategy not only works by acquiring the right items, but also making sure that with their synergy, you can optimize their output. If you have a weapon that needs to be reloaded because it only has 2 ammo, you're going to benefit more from gunpowder than from a random fish you just reeled in. If that doesn't make sense right now, don't worry, it will in a second. All items operate with their own internal cooldown system, so you place them on the board and they trigger automatically during the battle. Think of it like teamfight tactics and how it operates as an auto battler. Just to give a quick example, if you have an item like the boulder that deals damage equal to your opponent's max HP with a massive cooldown of 20 seconds, you might want an item next to it like the star chart that passively gives items adjacent to it 25% cooldown reduction. So you can one-shot your opponents faster by literally dropping this rock on them. So speaking of health, this is how much damage you can take before you die. There are multiple items and mechanics in the game that can help you become tankier and increase your total health. There are also some pretty hilarious items in the game like the double whammy that lets you just deal damage equal to your max HP. Then there are items that shield, which is indicated by a yellow bar above the item with a certain value on it. And it's basically bonus health that goes over your current health. It's great to protect yourself against one-shots like the boulder that we just showed earlier. A light green bar means healing, which is pretty simple. If you took damage, then that is the value that you're adding back to your health. There are a lot of healing synergies too, so even if you're at full health, a healing item will still activate. Which, for example, like the Sunlight Spear, it gains burn every time you heal, so even if you're at full HP, you still want that item to gain damage. Something I forgot to mention is regeneration, which is a little green icon next to your name. You add health equal to this amount every second, but it doesn't count as healing for synergies. And so burn is indicated by an orange bar, which is basically a status that gets applied to the enemy's health bar. If I'm applying 10 burn, that means that every 0.5 seconds they are taking 10 damage, except every time it triggers, it goes down by 1, so 10, 9, 8, 7, etc. But if you're adding more source of burn, it just gets added to the current. The other status effect is poison, indicated by a dark green color, and unlike burn, poison only takes every 1 second instead of every 0.5 seconds. Now that might seem like poison is just a worse version of burn, but the amount doesn't decay and it goes through shields. Then there are effects like haste, which means your cooldown ticks down twice as fast, and charge, which literally skips a cooldown. So if an item has 4 seconds left on its cooldown and I'm hasting it, it will activate in 2 seconds. But if I'm charging that item for 4 seconds, it will activate immediately. A frozen item, on the other hand, will not activate at all until the frozen duration is over. And slow is the opposite of haste, where it ticks down twice as slow. And lastly, what I want to go over is ammo, which means the item only has a limited amount of times that it can activate. A gun with 2 ammo will only shoot twice unless I'm somehow reloading it or adding additional ammo onto the card. So as you can tell, there are a ton of different ways to play. You have pure damage builds, tank builds, burst builds, control builds. The sky is honestly the limit. No two games are the same and it's near impossible to force a build. So the best way to become a master is by experimenting with different combinations and heroes to learn what works. Also, don't worry, at the end of this guide segment, I'm going to actually play a game to showcase everything that I'm explaining here by using actual in-game examples. When you start playing the game, there are 3 available heroes, with Vanessa being the one that you unlock by default. And the way you should see these characters are as classes or regions from other card games. Every single hero has their own card pool. So, for example, Vanessa as a pirate has a lot of weapons, aquatic friends, like this fish we just found in the water, while the little robot Dooley has has more technologic items and robot allies. So when you pick a hero, their card pool is the only one available to you. So this is a list with strengths and weaknesses made by Kripparrian, who, by the way, also makes fantastic Bazaar content. It's a little outdated, but it still gives great insight into what each hero is supposed to be powerful at. Also, there are multiple more heroes planned to be released, but these are the 3 that are in the game as I'm making this guide. For this video though, we're going to focus on Vanessa because she is the easiest and the character you unlock at the start. The objective of the game is to win 10 PvP battles. If you lose a game, you lose a number of health equal to the day that you are currently on. So the goal is to just get as many wins as possible before your health runs out. Obviously. The way a single day works is that it has 6 hours in total, with special and unique encounters every hour. Hour 1 and 2 give you 3 options to pick from, with vendors to buy items, special encounters, rare events, the list goes on. And it's up to you to pick the right one that you think will give you the best chance of finding something that fits your strategy. But on hour 3, things get interesting, because that's where you get to pick a monster fight. This is a PvE fight, and you can pick between 3 different fights, which are basically different difficulties. If you're weak, you pick the leftmost option, like this mosquito, and if you're strong, you pick the Lich. Okay, quick tip, never pick Lich, he is literally unbeatable. And what you pick is important, because at the end of the fight, you get a random item or skill from the monster you just defeated. Come on, dragon. Give me your best item, dragon! This or this? Draconic Rage or Dragonheart, please. Some of these items are completely ridiculous and can be from different heroes as well. And this is generally the reason I love the Bazaar. You'll get the most fun and broken runs because you got your hands on an item you're technically not supposed to have. Like here, where I found a legendary item that shields me for my current HP and then deals damage equal to my shield value to my opponent. This ridiculous effect made me change my strategy completely to only buy and play items that increase my total health. The potential for high rolls has never been higher with this game. Anyway, that's PvE. You can still get a lot of these rare items through rare events and special drops, but the monsters are the most consistent way to target a specific item you might want. So after that, on hour 4 and 5, you basically have the same thing as hour 1 and 2, where you get 3 options with random events. And then on hour 6 is the final hour of the day, and that's where you fight a real opponent. It is an asynchronous auto battler, so that means you're playing a snapshot of a build of a real player, so they aren't really behind the screen. If you're on day 5 as Vanessa, you could play against a day 5 Pygmalion player that is currently just outside touching grass while you're battling their ghost. You don't lose HP when you lose to a monster, but if you lose against a player like this, your HP goes down equal to the day you lost on. You start with 20 HP, or prestige, as they call it here, and when a fight would drop you below 1 HP, you instead get one more chance with a pity upgrade that can be 20 gold and 5 experience, a diamond item, or you can enchant an item with an effect. But more on that in the next segment of this guide. I understand this is a lot to grasp, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into a game with Vanessa and try to explain everything that's happening by just focusing on the basics and making sure you can follow what's going on. So here we are at the character selection with Vanessa locked in, mostly because Pig and Dooley, the other 2 characters, are still locked on this account. Okay, I was about to just jump into a game. I clicked play and I never saw this cinematic before. Anyway, now that we're about to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go slow. We are playing on the tutorial, so this is also something you're going to see when you play for the first time. There are great tips and helpful things to get you going. Enter your home base. When you start a run, you click on Vanessa's quarters, and we are on hour 0 on day 1. When we click here, we go to hour 1. This is the only time this is different. Normally on hour 1 and 2, you get the vendors, but because this is the start of the game, I get to pick a random starting package. This one is start with 2 small bronze tier items and 10 gold, and this is 1 small silver tier item and 10 gold. So these are different every game. It's kind of up to you to decide which one is good. I will be completely honest as well though, this stuff changes frequently because I am playing in early access. If you are watching this video 2-3 months from now, this could look entirely different because they are, I guess, testing out new ways to play at the start of a game and making sure everything is balanced. So just the options you're going to see could be different, but for now, you know what, let's do 2 small bronze tier items. And what that means is that a bronze tier item, are the core of the bazaar. You can right click an item to view its detail. There you go. So that's what I'm doing right now. So this is a bronze blue nanas. What this does and what it means that it's bronze is that it is the lowest rarity. If this item is upgraded, it goes from bronze to silver, then to gold, and then to diamond, which is the final tier. Now, let's say this item was silver. It could say at the 9-second cooldown, it could say heal 20, right? Because it's a better item at silver. And maybe when you sell this, permanently gain 40 max HP. But these are all the kind of effects that you're going to see in the game. These are the tags. It's a small food item, and these matter mostly for synergy. I could have another item that says, when a food item activates, heal 10. Something like that. That's why these are very relevant for building your strategy. Now, this also is pretty unique. When you sell this, permanently gain 20 max HP. If I feel like I don't need this item anymore, I can sell it, get a small bonus. So we're going to put that there. This is a switchblade, a small weapon, deal 30 damage. When you use an adjacent weapon, it gains 3 damage for the fight. So the switchblade would like us to play a weapon here and here to the left and right. And when that weapon activates, it gains damage. So the lower the cooldown on the weapon we put next to it, the better. So this is the part where we get to pick a store. These are 3 random ones. This one sells weapons. This one sells small items, and this one sells anything. We have a switchblade, so we're pretty inclined to make sure that we get some weapons for the synergy here. And we have another switchblade. If we pick this one, it goes from 30 to 45 damage. The thing is, if you hover over the item that's about to be upgraded, you can see what it does after the upgrade. So it goes from 30 to 45 damage, and when we use an adjacent weapon, it goes from 3 to 6. So of course, we buy that. And then I'll also buy this, and I'll just buy another small weapon. So this one says when you use the weapon to the left of this, deal 10 damage, which is a passive effect. It does not activate. It just means that whenever I activate this, this will also activate and deal 10 damage. This is a ammo item. It has 2 ammo, so that means that after it shoots twice, it's out of ammo and it can't do anything anymore. There are obviously items that reload ammo, but this is what we have to deal with for now until we possibly find that synergy. And this is the 3rd hour we're about to enter. Usually you get 30 options, but because this is basically the tutorial, this is the only one we get to play. Fights in the bazaar are automatic. It is an auto battler. This is our health. This is our enemy's health. You gain coins as you damage. So you can see right here, when it reaches that threshold, you get the gold. It was a quick kill because they only had 100 health and we have plenty of damage. So we want to fight. We get a random item. This is the item we get. You could see their loadout. If you click on the recap right here, you can see what items they had. They had Pelt, which is just a passive sells for gold item. It does literally nothing except sells for extra gold. It has a 4-second cooldown weapon that deals 5 damage. And they have a skill. Your weapons have 5% crit chance. If your item crits, it deals double damage. We get extra gold. We click on the item. It goes to our inventory and we move on. Each encounter during a day takes 1 hour. Each encounter gives experience. That's something we haven't talked about yet, leveling up, because I really wanted to make sure you saw that in-game. So every time we go to an encounter, we got 1 experience.
Let's do a little more trading.
So as soon as we enter a shop, we go to next hour and you can see the experience go up. So sells medium items, sells non-weapon items, sells items. We're really looking for small weapons here. So we'll go to JJ. And here we go. So items come in 3 different sizes. This is an item, the katana, which has a 2-second cooldown. And it deals 6 damage. Now 6 damage is quite low, but that is because of the low cooldown. We're going to buy this. We open our inventory. We put the banana here. We put the bolas here for now. We put the switchblade here. And we put the katana here. So what will happen if we do this? The katana has a 2-second cooldown, which attacks very fast. But when the katana attacks, that means the bayonet also attacks with it. So it's a 2-second cooldown, deals 16 damage. But every time it attacks, it gets 6 damage. So it goes to 12, to 18, to 24. Every 2 seconds, it gains 6 damage from the switchblade. Now, there are more items. There's a piranha here, deals 6 damage. Crit chance 20%, this deals double crit damage. It's 2 gold. It will sell for 1. We don't lose much by buying that. And this is the dock lines. This is not a weapon. This is an aquatic tool. This says slow 2 items for 3 seconds. Quite powerful, but we are looking for weapons. And this is really what the game comes down to. We are looking for synergies. We are trying to make sure that our board can compete and scale into the late game while focusing on the synergies that we have. Let's say I found an item that did something completely different, not related to weapons. Maybe this was a shield item, right? Maybe this is like when you use an adjacent shield item, it gains 6 shield. That means that we're not looking for damage, we're looking for tank items. So this is a eating contest. Get some chocolate bars. Chocolate bars are much like the banana. The banana, which is when you sell this, permanently gain 20 max health. Let's take that. Items that don't fit on your board go into your stash automatically. So yeah, okay. It's explaining here how we can drag in the items and put it back into the stash. So when you sell this, permanently gain 10 max health. When you sell this, permanently gain 20 max health. So that's the only effect it has for these. We're going to sell everything. You can see our HP increasing at the bottom here. 290, 300, 320. We're doing this because we're about to go into a PvP fight. And we want to be as strong as possible for that. There we go. We are playing as a Pygmalion. Now, Pygmalion has completely different starting items from Vanessa. So we're going to see items that we've never seen before. They have a gumball machine, which is more of a passive item as well. They have a heal item, and they have a damage item. Shield prevents incoming damage. Wonderful that it explains that, because that means I don't have to do it. Heal items restore lost health. So every 4 seconds, or every 5 seconds, they heal equal to 1 times their gold. So every 5 seconds they would heal for 3 because they have 3 gold. When you beat a player, you earn a trophy. Try to get 10 trophies before running out of prestige. Okay, fantastic. So that is 1 win, and we need 10 in total. So that means that we have at least 9 more days to go. Now the great thing about this is, if I wanted to, I could just leave. I could just like move on with my day. I can go touch grass and then come back later to finish my run. I could leave right now. Just like you could pause this video and watch the rest of it later. So too could I pause the game and come back later. At the start of each day, you gain gold equal to your income. So this is also an important thing. This is the economy of the game, if you will. There's no benefits if I'm holding on to a lot of gold, like my income is higher. There are ways in the game that will help you increase your income. For example, there is an event that just says gain to income, which means at the start of every day, instead of 5, I will get plus 7 gold, which is quite powerful. As you could see from the chart I showed earlier, Pygmalion is good at having a lot of gold, manipulating economy and stuff. Vanessa, not so much. So we have 3 skills here. These are passive. Your burn items have +2 burn. When you buy this, get 10 gold. Your rightmost shield item has 20 shield. Now we can't really use any of these. We can re-roll this store, but it costs 6 gold. We don't have a lot of money. So we're just gonna take 10 gold. Some power now instead of getting a skill. We're able to buy more. Now, we don't have any burn items. Burn is something I will explain later as we get to it. So we leveled up. We went from level 1 to 2, which means our board size also increased. And when you level up, you get a reward. In this case, going from level 1 to level 2 means Pip gives us a bronze skill. Your leftmost item has 8% crit chance. Your items have 4% crit chance. Your non-weapon items have 5% crit chance. We're gonna take 4% crit chance. That seems good. You gain max health as you level up. You get to choose 1 additional bonus every time you level up. Wonderful. So, you obviously have the possibility to just play this tutorial yourself. The reason I am doing it as part of this video is so I can give my insight about why you're doing certain things, how you're doing them, as well as the importance of finding a strategy that can compete on your current day as well as scale into the late game. So that's why just dealing 6 damage, it can win you some fights, but you need to have an increase to really consistently win. If I'm going to deal 6 damage, that's not nearly as good as getting a bonus of 6 damage every time I attack. So we're going to the weapon vendor again. We have an upgrade to our piranha. This deals double crit damage, which is interesting because we now have a skill that gives our items 4% crit chance. We can put that next to the switchblade. Every time this attacks, it also gains 6 damage. We have a cutlass with a double attack. This has a ×2, which means it attacks twice when it goes off. That is pretty powerful. We'll buy that. In fact, I think that is better than the piranha because going off twice means it gets 12 damage instead of 6. And these are the synergies I'm talking about. And these are important and what make this game so fun to play. And we found a switchblade upgrade, which is really, really, really good. On day 2, having a gold item is almost unheard of. But we're gamers, we're high rollers. So That's just great. So we can sell this for gold. We don't really need the gold. Sometimes it's good to just let your items sit in your inventory until you really need to sell them. Higher tier monsters are more difficult but have better reward. So we have the mosquito here. Complete chump. We're not gonna fight against this guy. We have a medium. And we have a difficult monster. You can see the rewards next to us. This is 2 gold, 2 experience, and 1 random reward. 3 gold, 2 experience, 1 random reward. 4 gold, 3 experience, and 1 random reward. So you can see that these two both give 2 experience. This one gives 3. And if you're strong, you can play for tempo. We're gonna go here. I'm feeling strong. So, another thing that's important is that we get a random item. Now, there are resources that will show you what items a monster has. After this fight, I will show them. And that can be important sometimes if you're looking for something specific. Like maybe you want to see how strong a monster is, if you can really beat them. Maybe you want to see what items they have. So we got a medkit from them. When you sell this, your leftmost heal item gains 20 heal. So if we had an item here like the Pygmalion did, we could sell this, and then the base heal of that item would be increased by 20. Not great because we don't have any heal items, but that's the game. Finding items like that makes you think, okay, maybe I want to find an item that heals so I can make it a little bit stronger. So this is the website. I will have it linked in the video. This website is called How Bazaar. It is an incredible resource. Right here, you can see all the monsters. So we just fought against the Rogue Scrapper. You click on it and you can see every item it has as well as their skill, their total health. Just kind of give an idea of, can I beat this? But more importantly, these are the items I can get from it. Okay. So here we go. Sells non-weapon items, sells weapon items. We're pretty interested in more weapons. Better weapons. Okay. Some merchants and trainers let you reroll your options for a cost. So if I don't like these 3 options, I can reroll once for 2 gold. So let's see. We have 12 gold. This item says your weapons gain 3 damage for the fight when it activates. I quite like this.
Use it well. Make me proud.
So we're going to put that here. It has a lower cooldown. It gives my katana even more damage. It also gives my bayonet more damage, which means that technically, because this goes off at the same time as the katana, it's like giving it 6 damage, essentially. This item says deal 30 damage, gain 1 gold. We'll buy that. We like money. This one says your weapons have plus 6 damage. Also very strong. We could just sit on those. That's not bad. Okay, so sell small items. You find an abandoned chest. This is a random encounter. And this is a gain 1 income. So this will make our income go to 6. So when we go to day 3, we will gain plus 6 gold instead of plus 5. Now, I am going to go here to show you what it does. These events get patched. Sometimes they get changed. So this one says get a silver upgrade hammer or get a skill. A silver upgrade hammer means a free level up on your weapon. So I'll show you right here. We'll take that one. We go to our inventory. And then it says, when you sell this, upgrade your leftmost bronze tier item. So we can make the shark claws go to silver tier. So now, instead of bronze, it says your weapons gain 6 damage for the fight. So from 3 to 6. It literally doubled the value. It got some extra damage. The scaling is very powerful. We're going to fight against a level 4 pig. You can see their stats on the right. They're level 4, we're level 2. So they have... they've maybe been finding some ways to manipulate their experience. Hopefully we'll find some of those later as well. Okay, so this is their board. As you can see, they only had 4 items to put in. If you think you're getting unlucky, the same goes for your opponents, right? You never know what you're going to play off against. And we just got a crit. We got a 4% crit to just beat them immediately. If you're high rolling, it's entirely possible that your opponent high rolled even harder. Or if you feel like you're really strong on a certain day, you're like, now I'm gonna win for sure. You play against somebody that you would have beat if you weren't strong. So we leveled up again to level 3. Our board got bigger and we get 3 options to choose from here. Get a bronze tier item, get 2 gold and a bronze loot tier item, or a bronze loot item. That's this. These are loot items. This is your leftmost heal item, gains 20 heal. It can also be your leftmost weapon, gains damage. Your, like the gunpowder I talked about in the guide. Your leftmost ammo weapon gets +1 ammo, etc. It can be anything. And this one is get a bronze tier weapon. Now, our board is strong. Because what we can do is we can put in the concealed dagger. We can put in the hand axe. And this is a full board that's really strong. So we'll take the bronze tier loot item. These can low roll. Because we just got a heal item as well that we couldn't use. So let's see what we got. We got another heal item that we can use. So I'm going to put them to the right of my inventory. I'll put this one to the right as well. Okay, so here we go. Now we're on day 3. Now things are kind of normalized, how they're going to look all the time. The previous days were kind of like tutorial based, but now we're let loose. So the rightmost event is usually something that will give you an item for free, give you some money, give you some loot. This gives us 3 bronze tier chocolate bars. Completely unremarkable. We don't want that. Middle sells medium items, which are pretty interesting because it could give us upgrades. And the middle one is the mountain pass. Add the convoys in navigating the dangerous mountain pass. We're gonna go here. This says gain 2 gold and 1 experience. Gain 5 gold. Risky, anything could happen here. Or pay 1 gold to get 2 income. We're going to take that. We want some gold to skill into the late game, so that if in the late game we have gold, we might be able to buy some better items. This is get a scrap, which gives shield. This is more chocolate bars, and this is curio. Sells bronze tier neutral items. And these are interesting, because these can buff your board. For example, this one. When you sell this, your leftmost weapon gains 5 damage. If we buy this, and we put the katana to the left, we sell this, now it's at 17 damage. And Curio sells a lot of these type of items. So like this one, when you sell this, your weapons gain 3 damage. That's quite good for us. There we go. Now this is an item that's very interesting. This is actually quite a powerful item. When you use the item to the right of this, haste it 1 second. If it is a weapon, it also gains 3 damage. So that is more damage scaling for our katana. So we're going to sell this for gold. We're going to put these in our stash for now. And then we'll put these next to each other. And then we'll put the cloak next to this. That means our katana is getting even more damage and it's going even faster. So instead of using the bayonet on this, we'll use the hand axe, passively giving everything 6 damage. So we are developing a strategy that completely goes all in on the katana attacking as often as possible while scaling its damage. Rerolling here costs 4 gold, which I'm not interested in. And as you can see, I'm keeping a lot of my items in my stash currently. I don't really care about those. I could put them in if I want to, but I also have no reason to sell them because I don't need my gold currently. So we have the easy, medium, hard. I feel confident. I think we can take the hard one. I have been playing Bazaar since November. I have been extremely addicted. That's why I kind of know what the encounters do, if I can beat them or not, and how I can build my strategy. So you can see our katana was dealing 116 damage. Now, one important thing that I didn't go over is this, the haste keyword. Haste, items with haste charge twice as fast. So I would recommend, if you find an item like this, make sure to click on it to read what it does. Okay, we'll take the laser pistol, which is a 4-second cooldown to deal 16 damage. Not a lot of effects on it, and we are playing for the katana. So let's go to Isla, who sells weapons. And there we go. That's another upgrade for the hand axe. So now our weapons have +9 damage. We'll do a roll. Okay, here's an interesting one. So this is the Long John, as we call it. This is a 10-second cooldown to deal 40 damage. But when you win a fight with Long John in play, it gains 40 damage. At silver tier, it gains 60 damage when you win, then 80, then 100. So if you get this card early, you put it in and you win a lot of fights, it will go to thousands of damage. Very high risk, high reward. Because if you lose, you don't get anything. So now we're going to make some space. I don't think I'm using the cutlass. I don't think I'm using the piranha. And I'm going to buy the shovel. This says deal 75 damage for a 10-second cooldown. Horrible. We don't care about that. But the passive effect is, at the start of each day, get a small item from any hero. From any hero. So I can get a ridiculous item from any of the classes that are in the game. They can completely break my run, or they can be a complete whiff. In which case, I can sell them for money. It's like an econ item. Okay, so this sells ammo items. Gives me a burn loot item. We're gonna go here. We're gonna take the silver tier upgrade hammer, so we can upgrade the cloak. Alright, before I do that, let's see what this is. So this is upgrade a bronze tier item as well. This is teaches bronze tier skills. I'm going to go for the bronze tier skills because there isn't anything I want to upgrade right now since I already have the hammer. Your rightmost poison item has 3 poison. Your non-weapon items have 5% crit. Your rightmost burn item has 3 burn. Okay, I can't afford that, so we will sell the laser pistol and we'll reroll. Your items have 8% crit chance instead. This is an upgrade. This makes the keen eye go from bronze to silver. Your leftmost burn item has 3 burn, or when you buy a weapon, permanently gain 20 max health. This is a nice little long-term investment. It means we do have to buy weapons to get that benefit, but I think that's completely worth it. And then we're going to sell the upgrade hammer.
Ooh, the keener the blade.
We'll move everything to the left. And then we're going to look for an item with a low cooldown, because we want to put the bayonet next to it. And we maybe want to put in the concealed dagger, because every 8 seconds we gain 1 gold. That's just nice value. And then we're going to go against Dooley, the space bunny. This is the little robot guy, who looks like he has some weapons here. Okay, bit of a more powerful, aggressive setup than the ones we had previously, but honestly, our katana just does so much damage that they almost die immediately. It is a very powerful early game setup. Vanessa is also very good at just having a lot of power on the board early. Kind of like you're playing an aggro playstyle. You want to win fast, make sure you get those wins early, because if you get 10 wins, the run is over. You have to imagine, and this is a bit more advanced. Let's say you're losing 5 times in the early game. You're on like, I don't know, you're on 5 HP. You're on 3 HP. You've not been doing so well in the early game, and then you go completely nuts. You go galactic afterwards. You find the best item in the game, and you start winning everything. The thing is, the days keep going, and your opponents are also getting stronger. If I lose the first 5 days, that means that I get strong, and I have to win on day 15, because I still don't have my 10 wins. I'm still not losing. That means my opponents also have a chance more days to get their ridiculous items. But at the same time, if I win everything like I am now, that means that the run is over on day 10, and I never get to see those completely broken builds that our opponents might have. That's a way you can look at the game. Do I want to play very aggressive and try to win early, have a worse late game because I'm not investing into my future? Or do I want to plan for the late game and think, hey, I can beat those other opponents that might high roll a lot? Okay. Our random item is a monocle that we got from the shovel. This is a Pygmalion item. Shield equal to your gold. That does nothing for us. We're not stacking up huge amount of gold. We're spending our gold. This says upgrade your bronze items. That is potentially quite good, but this is more weapons. And right now, I think I'm in the weapon business. And there we go with a katana upgrade. Honestly, this costs 4 gold. Maybe the other guy could upgrade it for us for free, but we'll take it anyway. Rifle, deal 6 damage when you use this. Reload this 1 ammo if it is your only weapon with a cooldown. Now, Vanessa has multiple playstyles, like I said. One of them is a single weapon build. She gains some benefit if she's only playing 1 weapon and buffing it with other weapons. And this is grenade, deal 50 damage, crit chance 25%. This is an ammo. Both of them are ammo items. This one doesn't reload itself, though. So this goes off once, and then it's done. We only have 3 gold, so we're gonna leave. They have middle, medium items, chocolate bars, or gain 2 income. We're gonna do 2 income. Invest in the future a little bit. And then here we can pick a fight again. We have the Boiler Room Brawler. We have the Blood Reef Raider. And we have a Hexa. Now what I can do, I am on day 4. I can scroll down, and here are the day 4 encounters. There are like multiple options. The weak fight could be the Boiler Room Brawler or the Outlands Dervish. Okay, click on this. I can see this guy has no items, or rather no weapons that I care about. Then we look at the Blood Reef Raider. Has some weapon stuff, but ultimately I am just going to go to the Hexa, because while it might not have any items we care about like the other ones, we just want that extra experience and gold. I'll click here. Anyway, I don't want to go too in-depth and min-max during a guide, but I'm just saying that the website is a very valuable resource if you want to just kind of have a hand while you're playing. Yeah, our katana is just completely going to the moon. It has 140 damage, and because it's being hasted, meaning the cooldown is twice as fast, it basically means it's a 1-second cooldown. Ridiculous. And that's why synergy is important. I could be playing random items that don't benefit this weapon at all. And then if you're playing a weapon that does 6 damage every 2 seconds, that's not that good. That's not that good. You really need the other items to synergize with it. So here you have crypto. Always buy crypto, guys. Buy high, sell low. At the start of each hour, set this item's value to a number between 0 and 10. So we want to sell that when it's as high as possible. Gain 4 gold. This is the upgrade hammer or get a random skill that we saw. Or Sylvia sells silver tier items. We're on day 4, so we are going to see some encounters a little more rare and buy and sell better items. At the start of each fight, your small items gain haste for 1 second. When you win a fight, this gains 2 value. Your weapons have plus damage equal to this item's value. So this would give me plus 4 value. This is not a great item, but since we're winning a lot, it could be interesting. It's not a weapon itself though, so like these two are probably my weakest items, but they still get a benefit from all the scaling we're doing. So I'm gonna pass on that. Deal 36 damage, freeze 1 small item for 1 second, and frozen items do not charge and cannot activate. Very powerful effect. Arguably one of the most powerful effects in the game because it is pure disruption. You just stop your opponent from playing entirely. It's a 7-second cooldown though, and it only freezes 1 small item for 1 second. We don't care. Rerolling here costs 4. I'll do it anyway. We have a torpedo. When you use another aquatic or ammo item, this gains 25 damage for the fight. The item is large, reload is 1 ammo. So if I had a lot of aquatic or ammo items, this would go really high in damage. This could go up to thousands of damage, depending on how I'm activating my other items. I don't have ammo or aquatic items, so I'm gonna pass on this. Jit, deal 5 damage, slow 1 item for 1 second. When you slow, this gains 5 damage for the fight. You can kind of see where the scaling and synergy comes into play. This item synergizes with slowing a lot, which I don't do. So I'm going to pass on it. But let's say I did have slow items, like we saw a rope earlier, the dock lines. If I had a dock lines that had slow 2 items for 2 seconds or something, maybe suddenly I'd be like, hey, you know, if I'm disrupting my opponent, I have time to set up this item. Maybe I'll buy it. Maybe it's a good temporary item. Maybe I can make it stronger somehow and it's a permanent item. Who knows? And then this is the beach ball. Haste 2 aquatic or toy items for 2 seconds. But this is an interesting item because it is also an aquatic and toy itself, which makes it synergize with the torpedo. When you use another aquatic or ammo item, this gains 25 damage. Let's say I don't have a katana right now. My build isn't going too well. I'm low rolling, I'm not really getting anything at all. Maybe I'll buy these 2 items and suddenly I have a build going. I don't need that right now because I'm strong, but if I was weak, I'd heavily consider buying those 2. Here we go to level 5. Our board is at max size, which is 10, which means that we can't get any more. Your leftmost weapon deals 30 damage. Plus 30 damage, so this goes to 59. The first time you fall below half health, each fight haste 2 items for 2 seconds. Or, if you have at least 7 items in play, your items have their cooldown reduced by 5%. I quite like this, making my items activate faster. We'll take this one. This is now a 1.9 second cooldown. Doesn't seem huge. It's not, but it's better than nothing. Our crypto sells for 5, we can do better. Then we have sells haste, slow, and cooldown items. Sell skills, or get 3 spare change. Spare change is a coin that you sells for 1. We're gonna look at some skills here. Your rightmost item has 16 crit, your leftmost item has 16 crit, or the first time you slow each fight, freeze 1 item for 3 seconds. I'm going to take the left eye for the katana. So I will sell this. Get no value from that. We're gonna sell the monocle. I could sell the crypto, but honestly, I think we can do better. I think we can make that go a little bit higher. Your leftmost item has 16 crit. So now our katana has a 20% crit chance. And it goes up to hundreds of damage, so sometimes we'll just hit them for 200. Here we go.
We're out to dethrone.
Okay, this looks like it's the same setup as the previous duelie. And we beat them last time, so I'm assuming we just beat them now as well. And yep, they are dead. Okay, so it's been day 4. Which means we get a bronze victory, as you can see right here. Bronze victories earn chests in ranked mode. Reach 7 wins to upgrade your victory to silver. And 10 is a golden victory. Chests are cosmetics like skins. Boards, card backs, prismatic effects, you name it, you can probably get it. So chests are really quite exciting. Okay, sells items. Work at the docks to earn some coin. Get a burn item. Let's see what the docks is. Let's just see what we would have if we go here. Gain 2 gold and a weapon. Gain 2 gold and a tool. Gain 2 gold and a shield item. I'm interested in 2 gold and a weapon. And we get the bolas. We already had one of those. Wasn't the greatest item. And we got a kukri from the shovel. When you heal, this gains 6 damage for the fight. Another Pygmalion item. I'm just going to sell it. Our crypto is at 2 gold. I'm going to sell this as well. Get a haste item. Get gumballs. Gumballs are 3 different colors. They can either give all your items crit chance. They can give all your... Oh, actually, there's 4. Blue is give your items 1% crit. Red is give your items 1 damage. Yellow is give your items 1 shield. And green is you get 10, I believe, max health. We don't care about max health. We don't have any shield items, so I'm going to pass on this. This sells small and large items. Buys your medium items at +2 value. And that's interesting, because I could choose to sell my shovel, for example, if I wanted 2 extra gold. I'm not going to do that, but I could. Trebuchet. When you use another weapon or haste, charges 2 seconds. This is pretty good, because we do have a lot of hasting here. It's a large item. And this is adjacent items have +2 max ammo, and this is the ice pick again. Let's try this out. Let's try a large weapon. So I can just drag this over here. Put that there. I think we'll put the switchblade next to it as well, because this might have a lower cooldown. This hastes, and this is a weapon that's like activating a lot, so this could honestly go pretty fast with the charging. And I have no money to roll. I don't want to sell anything. And then here we have some more fights. Easy, medium. And we're confident, so we're gonna go to the hard fight. Let's see what happens. Let's see how fast the trebuchet goes, because it charges itself. Charging means immediately advances an item's cooldown. I should have said that earlier. So you can see the cooldown, the bar literally go up every time we use a weapon or charge. Or haste with this. Very aggressive, powerful setup we have right here. First Aiden, 4 second, heal 30, haste 1 item for 2 seconds. This is a dually item. The silver tier item, gain 2 gold, and a silver loot item, get a silver tier gunpowder item. We're going to do loot. Now one thing, we got the gunpowder anyway. One thing you might have noticed, which is interesting, is we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. So we deactivated Tiny Dancer. These are the synergies you have to keep in mind. Is this trebuchet stronger than my other 3 items plus activating Tiny Dancer? Those are really hard math questions, but it does make you consider, like, how do I want to play this, right? Sells health, toughness, and shield items. We don't care. Start your next fight with 100 shield per level. We don't really care about that either. And we can go to the mountain pass again. Now, last time we did income. We don't want the 2 gold and 1 experience. We don't want 5 gold. We're going to do risky. This has, as far as I know, 3 options. You can get 1 experience, you can get a random item, or you can get a random fight. And the reason a random fight is good is because it gives more experience, more gold, and a potential high roll item from that encounter. We didn't get it though. Just got 1 experience. Get a small tool. We're going to go to Sylvia again. Cove. Shield equal to double this item's value. When you sell an item, this gains 1. This is an econ item. Electric eels deal 10 damage, slow 1 item for 2 seconds. When your enemy uses an item, charges 1 second. If my enemy is using a lot of items, we're going to be disrupting them with slows and activating the damage. Captain's Wheel, haste adjacent items for 1 second. Very interesting, I think. Okay, we need to make some room. Oh, this sells for 9, alright. Sell, sell, sell. And then we'll take the Captain's Wheel, because it is hasting for the trebuchet, potentially. We'll roll here. Got a barrel, a powder keg. Deal damage equal to 30% of your enemy's max health and destroy this. This is a 20-second cooldown. But when you burn, charge this 2 seconds. So if I have a lot of burn items, the powder keg will explode faster and deal 30% of my enemy's max health. The weapon to the right of this gains 12 damage. And the flagship, which is deal 50 damage on a 6-second cooldown. But if I have another tool, ammo, property, or friend, it has +1 multicast for each. So for every, if I have 1 tool, 1 ammo, 1 property, and 1 friend, it will shoot 5 times instead. 5 multicast. I don't really have any of those, so I'm not gonna buy it. But it is an interesting, very interesting item. And we're against another pig. So we have the Captain's Wheel. I currently don't think the wheel is stronger than what we have. This is haste adjacent items for 1 second. If you have a vehicle or a large item, which we do have, reduce this item's cooldown by 50%. So this would haste adjacent items every 2 seconds. Not quite good enough. So I think we're going to go back to this setup right here. I liked it a little bit more. So like that, we want this next to the switchblade. We want the bayonet next to the shark claws with the lowest cooldown. And then Tiny Dancer is active again. Also, if the concealed dagger goes off, we gain 1 gold, which is a nice value. We have a Pygmalion with a nice looking skin. Pretty rare one too, if I remember correctly. Oh. Well, they have some chocolate, which doesn't actually do anything. They just wanted to show us what a feast they're having. A piñata as well. Okay, continue. Some money fell out of my bag. And we got a... Oh. Okay, so sometimes this happens. You gotta just relog. The loop doesn't always want to function properly. So now we can sell this. This is a shield 15 for each aquatic item you have. We don't have any aquatic items. We're just doing weapons here. Skills, items, shield. We'll do skills. When you use an ammo item, burn 2. Now this is very interesting for the powder keg. We go very fast, but we don't have any ammo. Your items have +1 max ammo. Poison. We don't have any of this. Lifting. When your weapons have +1 damage. When you buy a weapon, increase this bonus by 2 damage. That is quite good. So I've been disappointed with this. I'm gonna sell it. Now, we don't have any gold right now, but every time we buy a weapon from anywhere, we give our weapons +2 damage permanently. So what also works is going here to the docks again, gain 2 gold and a weapon. This counts as buying it. So if I click here, you will see the damage going up. So the sniper rifle, this deals 3 times more damage if it is your only weapon. So this is that single weapon synergy. This can get some crazy numbers with the proper supporting items. Easy, medium, hard. We're going to the loan shark for some money, hopefully. Things are getting more difficult. We're scaling really well, though, but you can see they are doing damages for sure. We went down to 274. And that is usually a good indicator that you might need some more power on your board. The first 5 times use an aquatic item each fight, haste 1 weapon for 1 second. We do have 1 aquatic item. The Shark Claws. Your weapons gain 6 damage for the fight. It is aquatic, so every time we use that, we haste. It's pretty good. Silver tier skills or upgrade a silver or lower tier item. We're gonna do this one. And I like the idea of upgrading the cloak a little bit more. This has been doing a lot of work for us. Giving the katana some damage. Okay, upgrade your bronze items, spare change. We're gonna do weapons. And that's a Shark Ray. When you haste, this gains 20 damage for the fight. It's okay. It's okay. It might be better than some of these options we have here, because we do a lot of hasting here. I think it's quite good enough. This is Butterfly Swords, deal 5 damage, hits 3 times. Pretty interesting if we're scaling the damage. We're gonna roll. The powder keg again. Some ammo items that we don't care about.
We'll be back with bruises.
So let's keep this going. We're on 5 wins. Temporary boost, sells tools, burn. Let's go here. Okay, so that is an upgrade. We're going to sell this. We're going to make this shovel gold tier, which means at the start of every day, we get a small gold tier item. This is a weather glass, burn 4, poison 2. If you have another item with burn, poison, slow, or freeze, this has +1 multicast. So you're gonna poison and burn your opponent a lot. And then this is the star chart. Adjacent items have 50% crit chance, and they're cooldown reduced. You can't really afford it. So we're gonna go with this. Against a dually again.
My fight isn't.
So they have a lot of shield items. Very interesting, because this is exactly what poison would do well against. Luckily, we deal so much damage that we're probably gonna beat them before they get a lot of shield. They just got 300 shield and 16 HP, but they're still dead. Once our damage ramps up on the katana, it is just almost unstoppable. Okay. So far, so good. We're on 6 wins, 1 more, and we get a silver victory. Sell small items, get a poison item, or fight a monster. We're going to fight the monster because it is a lot of experience. And we got another bolas from the shovel at gold tier this time. Well, what we can do is right now we can put this in. We can sell the gunpowder to give it 1 max ammo. And there we go. Now we have some extra gold while still getting the value from that. A thug. 3 gold, 2 experience, 1 item. And they are level 8. So you can see the damage is ramping up. 300 damage. 75, 78. And they have a poison weapon as well. Let's see if our katana can take it home. Got a crit there, so we should be good. And there we go. We got pretty low again, though. The PvE encounters are definitely getting more rough. And we got a bar of gold, which sells for 40 gold. That's a lot of money, guys. That is an absurd amount of money. Okay, so we can get burn skills, ammo skills, or gold skills. This is when you level up to level 8. You get something specific here. We have no ammo, we have no burn. So we're gonna take the guaranteed gold tier skills.
I am just a man who...
When you use an ammo item, burn 3. While your opponent has less health than you, while you have less health than your opponent, your items gain 50% crit, or your items have 2% crit chance. When you start a fight, increase this bonus by 4%. That's quite good. That's some very good scaling as well. Every time I go into a fight, I get 4% crit on all my items. And remember, this stays. So it's not like I'm giving this item crit. It's just like if I swap this for something else, that item will just take over the crit from this. Same with the lifting. So my weapons currently have 5 damage. If I put in another weapon, it will just inherit that 5 damage essentially. And since we have 57 gold, we can just kind of play for that. If we find some weapons. This is the Dark Lines again, the slow item. This is when you win a fight against a player, gain 1 experience. If you had wanted poster in play, gain 1 additional experience. So if I buy this, keep it in my inventory, and I beat a player, I get 1 experience. Bonus. This is when you crit haste 1 item for 2 seconds. Adjacent item has 30% crit. Adjacent items have 25% crit. Adjacent items have bonus damage, heal, or shield equal to their crit chance. Right now, my katana has 22% crit. If I put this item next to it, it gains that 22 damage plus the 25. So I think that's pretty powerful. It's better than this. 9 damage is better than this. So let's do it like... Oh, that's the wrong one. It's this one. Now it's at 72 base. So that means the switchblade isn't very good anymore either because I can't put it next to this. So we'll put in this again. We could also choose to just do this. That's even more crit. That's 10% crit. More damage here. Your items have 10% crit. So this is at 57% crit. Crit is very valuable. And this is when you crit haste 1 item for 2 seconds. We can't really put that in right now. Okay, so this is a complete change to our build. We're kind of playing for the crit now. Okay, so this is a legendary encounter. And when an opponent has this legendary border, it means one of their items has the legendary quality, which is above diamond. Now, I am not 100% sure if we can beat this. I think we can. But it's risky, obviously. Question is, was our previous loadout better? So I don't think we're going to use this because this only works against real players. So we'll give this some crits, and then we'll put this here. So now we still have the scaling. Okay, so Radiant Corsair. Let's see if we can beat it. This is a risk that you're taking because they are very strong. The legendary skill in this case is Fiery Rebirth. The first time you would die each fight, heal to full. That is ridiculous, obviously. Extremely powerful. That means that they have the skill, so I have to beat them twice. And they just got a crit on me? It's gonna be difficult. We'll see if we can manage. It's gonna be very close. It looks like we're barely losing. We did get one of their health bars. But unfortunately, we don't get the experience and we don't get an item. You don't get an item or experience when you lose to a monster. Losing to a monster doesn't cost prestige. At least there's that. Like I said, very strong, very strong. That's like 6k health we need to chew through before they beat us. Get an item, temporary boost, large items. Let's see some large items. Your weapons have 40% crit chance. If you have exactly 1 weapon, that weapon has lifesteal. I think that is an interesting item here to play because we basically only care about the katana. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to sell this, and then we'll put this in, and then we'll sell this. So now our item has lifesteal, meaning every time it attacks, we get health back. And this is an ammo synergy item. This is haste your other items 2 seconds. We use an adjacent item charges 2 seconds. And this is the Cove again. We can't really use any of these. We're looking for a small item to put here. These aren't items we use in combat, so we're gonna go to Kev. Okay, and here we go. This is our first enchanted item we see in a store. Enchanted items mean that they have an enchant on them. In this case, shielded. Now, what I can do is I can open How Bazaar. I can go here, and this is the shielded cannon, so I can type in cannon, and here you can see all the enchants. In this case, shielded. Shield equal to this item's damage, but it can also have a heavy enchant. Slow 2 items for 6 seconds. These are effects that this item does not normally have, but you can put on it. And there are ways to enchant your items that we'll see very soon. But now we just find it randomly in a store. Okay, so this is a small item I could play. It's not great. Your shield items have plus shield equal to this item's value. This is the shielded lockbox. That is the effect that's tacked on. We don't really want that. This is a nesting duel. Shield equal to this item's ammo. We need an item here. It has 10% crit. We'll just take it. As long as it's not a weapon, this will still have lifesteal. So let's see if we actually manage to make ourselves stronger. And we're going to sell this so that the shovel can give us an item. Let's
I
see.
may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of stores.
Their outfit is a little bit differently colored than ours.
Not to squabble with no
They have a revolver. Also with a crow's nest at gold tier, so they have more crit. Ours attacks very fast. Everything crits, everything gives it damage. It's a lot of damage. So now we kind of transitioned from a fill your board with weapons to a single weapon build because of the lifesteal being very strong. Silver victories earn more chests in rank mode. Reach 10 wins to upgrade your victory to gold. So we're at 7 right now. 3 more wins, and that will be the end. Okay. Sell skill upgrades. We have Curio again. We're going to see if there are some skill upgrades we can find here. And this is an inexorable upgrade from gold to diamond. When you start a fight, increases bonus by 6%. So every time we start a fight, we gain 6% crit. Okay, let's sell this. We have a signet ring. At the start of each hour, permanently gain 20 max health and you have 2 income. So this is a pig item, which you can probably tell from the icon here as well. And pig is all about that money manipulation and stacking health, so it's a classic pig item. We like that one. We'll keep it around. It can just sit in our inventory and provide the effects. Okay, get a shield item, chocolate bars, aquatic items.
This is like a gift from the sea.
Life preserver. The first time you would die, each fight heals 600. Your aquatic items gain 6% crit for the fight. No. Okay, the water wheel or the captain's wheel again. We have a rowboat. If you have 5 or more unique types, reduces items cooldown by 50%. Charge adjacent items 1 second. Pretty powerful, but not something we can play. And here we have an interesting item. Tropical Island. When you slow, gain 2 regeneration for the fight, but at the start of each hour, get a coconut or citrus. We definitely want that. It is quite expensive, so I am happy selling some stuff for it. And you're about to see what those are, the coconut and citrus. It is a bit of an econ item, a just get stronger over time item by just letting it sit in your inventory. We'll take silver loot. And it is a cinder, which does nothing for us, but we need the space right now. And then we're going to go to Bouncertron, see if we can beat it. Quite strong. It's a lot of damage. 540 damage. See if our crits are good enough. We have the lifesteal as well, so we're not really losing any HP, and they're down. Very strong. The crit is also just helping a lot. 100% crit, so it's guaranteed to crit, as well as giving that as a damage bonus from the swashbuckle. Deal 50 damage, reduces items cooldown by 10% for the fight. So every time that activates, the cooldown gets lower. That will probably still be worse than our katana. So this is the Tropical Island, and it gave us a citrus. When you sell this, permanently gain 3 regen. So we sell it, and now you can see this. Regeneration is every 1 second, we get 3 health. Okay, and we'll go to Kina, sells non-weapon items. No, we're looking for something small that's better to put here. If a damn, I love this item, but it is a meme. Destroy this and all smaller items for the fight. When you use another aquatic item, charge this 1 second. That would destroy our katana. We can't use that. Heal 20 when you buy an aquatic item, this gains heal 6. We're not really doing any aquatic shenanigans. And this is for each adjacent friend or property, this gains 4 burn. Also not great for us, unfortunately, as much as I like the art on this. And this is a fight a monster, which is great for us because if we go here, we get 6% crit. So let's do that. I just realized my positioning is wrong, by the way. It's kind of stupid. I hope somebody commented this before I realized it. That is awful positioning because this says adjacent items have 25% crit. Adjacent items have bonus damage, heal, or shield equal to their crit chance. So this goes from 9 to 54 shield every 2 seconds. That is a big upgrade that I completely missed. Skill issue. So now you can start to wonder, would it have been better if we played the sniper rifle instead of the katana? I personally don't think so because this is a 2-second cooldown and it makes our Shadow Cloak very good. We've got a Captain's Wheel, so we're gonna sell this for the regen. We have 6 regen now, and this is when you sell this, permanently gain 30 health. So you can see every single hour we get one of those items to sell, and it's just passively making us stronger. So this is level 10. Level 10 is big. This says enchanted item with anything, random. And this is enchanted item with crit effects. So what I could do is I can look at my katana on the Bazaar side. I'm doing this just to double check, but this is something they'll probably add to the game later. And if not, it's good to just see what everything does, right? Just to be sure that you're picking the right item to enchant. So katana gets 50% crit chance. That's quite good with the swashbuckle. But if we look at the crow's nest, deadly, which is the crit enchant, your weapons have a double crit damage.
I know the Eastern Sky.
It means that this
But can we get
deals
moving?
3 times as much damage instead of twice when I crit. So a crit with this would mean 260. Now it's 390. I think it
You should know.
just triples it, and I don't think it doubles then doubles, but we're gonna find out right now. Let's see how much damage it does. It's going to crit guaranteed. And there it goes. 420. Okay. No, that's, yeah, that is triple. Okay, it's triple. Still crazy good. Crazy powerful. And you, like, the thing is also, we're not really upgrading our weapons that much. We just have really great synergy. Because if I upgrade, for example, the crow's nest, your weapons have 60% crit chance. That's also something to look at. So we have get a small non-weapon item, chocolate bars, or we can go to medium to maybe find an upgrade for the
If
swashbuckle.
I don't have what you need,
One important thing to note that I haven't mentioned is that this is not a Vanessa item. That means that I cannot find it in stores. You can only find Vanessa items when you're playing Vanessa. I would have to find an upgrade to this elsewhere. This is an ammo item. This is a good item. This has double crit damage. So this might be the first time I'm considering an upgrade. So we're going to buy this.
toss that on my back, and I'll
It
tie
double
it to my
casts.
sword.
It deals double crit damage. The cooldown is longer, but we are hasting it a lot. So at the very least, because we are strong, we can see how that feels against a PvE encounter. Small shield, boost, items.
A friend. I mean, a customer.
Pet rock. This is a weapon, unfortunately. So we can't use that because we are doing single weapon. And these are also things I cannot use. Okay. So let's see. This is another pretty difficult encounter, but we're just gonna see how it goes. We take the risks here. We're no cowards. So let's see. Once this goes off, it should go very fast. Here we go. And it deals 600 damage. Basically 1k damage because it hits twice. Unfortunately, they hit the 20% crit, so I died immediately. That's the game sometimes. So this deals damage equal to a third of my max HP. And they got a crit, so... Let me see. This has your life to weapons deal double damage. So this means it is... yeah, this would deal 2/3 of my max HP. Instead it dealt 4/3 of my max HP. Unlucky. They had a golden cloak too that we could have used to upgrade. Let's rewatch that, right? So let's see how this felt. So 1k damage and it gets hasted. I believe it is strong. Oh, if it went off a split second before this one, we would have won. Because it would have dealt enough damage. I'm a fan. I like it. I think this is better. It's significantly more damage. Yeah, let's see some
My
weapons.
battle days are over, but my weapons
Obsidian grappling hook. This has double damage. Well, we can't quite use that. It's also quite a long cooldown. Obsidian jet. Very interesting enchants on these items. Unfortunately, we won't be able to fit them into our build. Yeah, we're gonna go to the non-weapons again. Captain's Wheel, Star Chart. No. Your aquatic items have +1 multicast. Very powerful, but we don't have aquatic items. Lighter is 3 seconds burn 5. And the figurehead is aquatic items to the left of this have their cooldown reduced by 10%. Weapons to the right of this have 25 damage. Very specific. Not something we can play either.
To accept the light. And that's
And we go against a Vanessa again. Let's see if our Cutlass single weapon build can take them on.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
They have a Diamond Crow's Nest now. Let's see. That's a lot of damage from us.
Like my crew says at the bar.
Every time this goes off, and it will be hasted, meaning it goes down to a 2.5 second cooldown. Every 2.5 seconds, we are doing over 1k damage. Very powerful, very powerful. The Inexorable is also giving 40% crit right now. Scaling with the Swashbuckle. Okay. Sells small and medium items. Buys your large item at 3 value. We'll go here.
Huge. It's terrifying.
We use an aquatic... When you use an adjacent aquatic item, this gains haste. This is ammo. We don't want that. Nothing we can use here.
That's fine. Don't care.
Sells free skills, haste and charge skills, unique to Vanessa skills. We'll see what this is. We use a weapon. Weapons adjacent to it gain 3 damage. The first 10 times use an aquatic item. Haste 1 weapon for 1 second. Reduce the cooldown of your aquatic items by 10%. We don't have that. The first time you crit each fight, freeze 1 item for 4 seconds. While your enemy has more health than you, your weapons have their cooldowns reduced by 5%. Your weapons have +2 damage for each ammo you have on your items in play. This has 11 ammo and a nice amount of crit. Your weapons have 2 damage for each. This isn't great. 2 damage, that is 22 damage. No, we'll take this. First time we crit, we freeze. We're always going to crit. So that has a lot of potential. Okay, we'll go to Isla.
But I can help you finish.
I realized I should have been selling my items. I wasted some value there. Anchor. Deal damage equal to 20% of your enemy's max health. When you use an adjacent item, this gains haste. Pass on that. We have a blowgun. Deal 2 damage. Poison equal to this item's damage. That could be interesting. I'll buy it to see how it fits. This will deal 138 damage. It crits guaranteed, and also poisoning them. Okay, we're going to see how this feels against a monster encounter here. We have the Lord of the Wastes. We have Boss Harrow. Trash Titan. I'll just take the difficult one. Let's see if we can beat this. Oh, we have a coconut here now. Okay. It's a bit of a longer cooldown. 6 seconds. Okay, let's see. So now they're poisoned for 300. Every 1 second, they lose 600. Interesting item. Very cool build around. But the double cutlass is definitely stronger. Now, what this would be stronger against is, for example, a tank build. Because if they're shielding a lot, you can poison them for a ridiculous amount. This deals quadruple crit damage. Okay, so we'll have to put this here. Quadruple crit damage, huh? How much damage would that be? Now, see, the memer in me is kind of, it's coming out because I'm very tempted to try that. It's an upgrade. Your items have 30% crit chance. Okay, we're going to sell the shovel. To sell, oh, we'll keep the blowgun. We use another weapon, charges 2 seconds, and a long john. Okay, no upgrades. Sell skills, gold, haste, slow, and cooldown items. Let's do a skill here. The first 4 times you use a weapon, each fight charges 1 item 1 second. That is pretty premium, because if we add the cutlass, it will charge itself. We only have 1 activatable item, so it charges itself regardless. So we'll sell the blowgun for now. Buy this. And let's take a gold tier loot item again. Poison. That does nothing. So we're against the Pygmalion. We can see how this does. Let's see how the Flamberge does. Maybe the quadruple damage will absolutely one-shot them. And we're undefeated, so honestly we can see what happens. Okay, they have nothing at all. They have 150 health. I think we got matched into the wrong thing during the tutorial, but that means we get 10 wins. Let's see how much damage it is. It deals 2k damage. That will one-shot most things, but I am pretty sure the Cutlass would have been better. And that is just Bazaar in a nutshell. It's about experimenting, it's about finding items, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, experimenting with heroes, and just figuring out what works best for you. So here we have the 10 wins, perfect victory in the tutorial. We're gamers. If you have any questions at all about this, make sure to leave it in the comments. I will reply to every single one of them. Bazaar is a dynamic game. It also gets updates very frequently, so the items you see here could get nerfed. Don't take my build as a guideline. Play for the items you get. Single weapon Vanessa is very good. It's playable. Weapon spam Vanessa is good. It's playable, but the strategy you're going for will fully depend on the items you acquire. I transitioned from full weapon into single weapon because I got the swashbuckle. I had the katana doing a lot of damage. I had the double cutlass. It's all about adapting to the situation. It is a on-the-go deck builder, and that's why I love it. So again, I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope it helps you with playing the Bazaar. Let me know if you have any questions. Message me on Discord. Reply to the video. Doesn't matter. I'm just here to help. And I hope to see you in the upcoming Bazaar gameplay videos. Thanks for watching.